Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Good evening, good people, and welcome to Maggie's tour. I am Maggie, and very shortly I will be taking you for a tour along what was the main thoroughfare in the 17th century. What is now called the High Street, but was then called the King's High Passage. Now, before I begin, there's one or two practicalities. First of all, would you try and keep up, because it's quite difficult. I've got a loud voice, so there's not usually any cause of me, but sometimes other people are private, or you might miss a bit if you didn't manage to keep on with it all the time. Good evening, Sabrina. I have a goodly crowd of people here who are very anxious to get through the wall and see what there is beyond it. Will you let them through?
No.
Not yet.
Come in yet. You can't come in yet. But come around.
Very well.
Oh, go on then.
What's going on here? And you know it, hell! The toll is gone! You can't come in! You owe me a shilling! Get through the gate! You owe me a shilling! Have you got a shilling? Have you got a shilling? Well, in that case, you just can't come in. See that road? Back down that way. Tell me you.
What's going on here?
You got a shilling?
Is this man trying to get money of you?
Hey, leave that to my crowd. I was here for this.
Just keep your money in your pocket, dear.
You bastard!
Come on, clear away off your side.
No! My ground!
Take you out of here. There you go, you silly old drunk. Clear away off and stop bothering these good people.
Help my ground!
Yes! Come, get your Campbell! Come back here!
Can you just watch out? There's traffic coming behind.
Who is a local midwife. She's also going to tell you a little bit about what it was like to be a woman in the 17th century. Not very pleasant, was it? You tell them something about it.
Well, that, Mr. Maggie. I'm just factory on the fair.
Oh, is that her again?
Delivering yet another bairn. It's the 8th one in 9 years. State of perpetual pregnancy. Yes, but it's quite good for the likes of me because I get off work. And I have to be licensed by the bishop.
Excuse me for interrupting. I've just seen Annie Kennedy. Oh, Annie Kennedy, she's really she's very well meaning. But I'm afraid she's got two duties. One is for the wine, and the other one is for the men. So you have been warned, gentlemen. She like the drunken soldier there. She doesn't mean any harm, but she just can't help
We're
herself.
not allowed to use any witchcraft in the book.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. I'm just taking these goodly people for a walk around our town. But I thought you might like to tell them a little bit about the incorporated trace.
Certainly will. I have met them before along the Nico yet, of course. But I promised them then I would tell them more about myself and what we are and Right, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Kirkcudbright. You must adhere to certain guidelines and rules. Dressing rooms, for example, short-change Sunday, produce shoddy goods, whatever. You'll be hauled up front of the Deacon's Court and you can be warned, you can be imprisoned, you could be expelled for the town. But if we expel you for the town, the problem is, word goes round all the towns round about. It's incredibly difficult for you.
Mistress Catherine McBurney! You loose-fallen woman! You practice as a midwife, but I know not the bishop who licensed you. Not one child you bring into this world is brought for baptism. I accuse you of evoking witchcraft at birth. Good folks, she has a cat, which when it's not wrapped around her ankles, can be seen wandering around the town looking for her next set of victims.
His church was very powerful.
Well done,
Hello there. I'm fine, and how are you? Even this could be
I've had too much meat tonight.
Yes. Does it pass the test?
Oh yes, very much so.
driving.
Is that your? Is that your?
I'll take it off it
Right,
again.
Put that down.
You've had enough.
Thank you. I've been telling the ladies and gentlemen something about what you grew in the garden.
Yes.
So could you tell them a little bit about it?
We grew roses and we picked the roses, the children picked the roses and we used the rose petals to mix with wood ash for soap. Also we had lots of herbs in the garden. Thyme, coriander and sage were the most popular.
Good evening, Provost. I am taking these good people a tour around the High Street.
Good evening, Mistress Maggie. I trust you well.
I am indeed, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you, Mistress Maggie. Good people of Kirkcudbright, gather round, please. Now tell me, has any of you seen a drunken town guard rampaging about here?
No.
Yes? Come on, I'm sure you must have seen him. Aye, well, listen, man, I've a sad tale to recount about this man. He was once a respected member of the community, a recruiting sergeant for settlers leaving Scotland for the New World. But he fell on hard times and became a friend of the bottle. He started down the path of drunkenness and debauchery. And he is now charged with being drunk and disorderly whilst on duty. Is he guilty, gentlemen? Yes, he is charged. Here he is there.
Hey, this is right now, that's for the first it's me and the other shilling do. 1 shilling's due to me for you lot. Hey, what's going on here?
What have you got to see in your defence? A bit of soggy wet sponges for submission. But I'm thinking that maybe the toll booth might be an alternative. Because it's very dark and it's very damp. Would you like it dark? Yeah, maybe 7 days in the toll booth instead. What do you think? Now, good people, what do you think? Stocks or the toll booth?
Put her in the stall.
Right, swim the stocks then. One day.
I didn't like you lot either.
Put her in the stall.
Let the pelting commence.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Come along, people.
No cars, obviously, no tarmac, just the rough ground. Be very, very busy, even though there were no cars, because this was one of the places where people did their business. There were street vendors along here selling goods. People selling vegetables and things like that people were wanting. There were dogs running around, horses in the street, people shouting, very, very noisy. So you just got to think of that. Now this is typical of where people were living, facing into each other. Not fairly primitive. There would be brushes probably on the floor. You would have a box and something for your table and chairs. You'd have a knife and a spoon. Forks were really only the gentry used forks in those days. It would be very squeaky, very smoky inside because your fire would be in the middle of the floor somewhere and there weren't proper windows as we know them. But people were actually quite happy and they looked after the neighbours.